Welcome to Sips with the Cereal. I'm Jenna.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dina.
We're just three besties who like to get together and talk books. We would love for you to follow along with us each week, just like a book club. We will tell you the week before what book we will be discussing so you can make sure you've read it. If you check out our Instagram, each of us likes to, but it's usually just Dina who makes art. So we will post our art interpretations for each book. So make sure you check out our Instagram. And Dina, go for it. What are we doing?
So we're just discussing part 2 of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. We discussed it last week, but there's just so much information that we couldn't fit it all into one episode. So we just decided to split it, which is great because then we get to have more drinks based on these characters.
Drinks, I just saw what you added.
Oh, yes. I was like, I need to type this in so I don't forget. But let me do the other spiel here.
You're a baby, Bob.
As always, if you haven't read it yet, please pause, go read, because just like the cereal, we're spilling the tea. So speaking of tea, what are we sipping on today?
So Dina's drinking Terran's Fury, which tell everybody what's in that.
So it's an espresso martini designed by our Sips Master. Handcrafted, designed by this official Sips Master of Sips with the Cereal, Bob, my husband. Also,
who came up with Sips
from the
Master?
podcast? I did. I decided he needs a really good title for this if it's going to be official.
I'm gonna get a plaque for his desk.
He needs one.
Master.
Sips Master.
I think that would be really bad considering he works in a school.
It could be at his podcast desk.
His own podcast desk. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Master Bob.
Yeah.
Sips Master.
So he helped me with the espresso martini, which this is. So,
and
delicious.
Because I don't like coffee-based drinkers, I just made Andarna's Glow here. It tastes better.
Very beautiful.
Than it looks. It is rye whiskey and pineapple juice.
Oh, that's
literally it.
You just need a cherry.
She's glowing.
I have a cherry. Moi. Excuse
Perfect.
me.
Oh, cherry it up.
Keep talking.
If I had gone over to Jenna's tonight, I would have insisted on the espresso martini.
Oh, it is actually very good. I'm really hoping that I can sleep tonight, but I was telling Jenna earlier that I had 2 the other day and I was still able to sleep.
Oh,
so
2.
I'm hoping it's just like a balance.
I think so. Vodka's in a martini, yes?
Oh, yes. And the thing is, like, I am not a big vodka person. I actually hated it for a very long time.
Me too.
But then I kept seeing like the espresso martinis pop up and I'm like, you know what? I like coffee. I need to try it. Mm-hmm. And we tried it one day, like for a date night. And yeah, it's great.
I'm down.
I love them. Yeah.
Ooh.
You can even make them like rum based and tequila based. Like it's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as it's in a martini glass.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know if I have martini glasses.
This is the only, since I don't drink vodka and I don't drink martinis, this is the only martini glass I have. And it actually kind of worked.
I do not have a martini glass back there.
Look
at this giant bar and I don't have a martini glass.
Oh.
It's a little bear on the wine there. Whoops.
I'm like, I'm not going to even show you. Like, this is just part of the bar.
Just a part
of the bar.
Part 1 of 7.
Yes.
And we're good now. And this could be like her eyeball.
Yes.
Aww, and she's so golden.
I love Andarna. Our favorite feather tail.
Forever feathers.
And speaking of feathers, go birds. This will have come out already. Oh no. Am I frozen? We are frozen.
Oh, sugar.
There we go. Whoa, that was bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Your turn.
It's actually your turn, Danielle.
Just kidding. My turn. I didn't scroll down and I was still seeing blue. Just kidding. There it is. Okay. All right. So we left off the night Violet was getting attacked in her room and Andarna helped stop time, which allowed Xaden to come in and kill all of the attackers because he's just badass.
Good scene.
I know. So good.
Such a good scene.
And the
she's-
reveal of Andarna's power, right? I mean, we
Yes.
hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, her juvenile power. Yeah, love it.
It was so awesome because you're just like, Violet's so weak at this point still. She hasn't built up her strength. And you're just like, oh, fuck, here it goes again. She's going to break something, pop something out.
Yeah, no signet. She's still training, but she was still poisoning her attackers. Like,
yeah. No, it was good. So they have to keep Andarna's power a secret because she's a juvenile and juveniles were not allowed to bond. So the next morning, Xaden assigns Liam. How do you say his last name? Mari,
I think.
Mari.
Okay.
Mari.
To Dane's squad, and basically he becomes Violet's bodyguard. So says Xaden.
He has all the fan art of Liam. He is. I know you guys don't like blondes, but I do.
Send it my way. I didn't see it.
He's a hattie. I'll send it right
I've been
now.
avoiding stuff on Instagram because everything is an Onyx spoiler. Everything.
Yes,
so I'm not going anywhere near.
Stay away.
Do that for a while until a couple
We're
days.
saving it all for you. Don't worry.
Oh, I know it's gonna be like.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Commandant Panchek informs them that a breach of the Codex has occurred, which was the attack that happened last night on Violet, and Xaden claims that the attack was illegal and interrupted by him, Garrick Bodie, and the perpetrators were executed. He claims one person got away, wing leader Amber Mavis. I forgot about this part. Amber denies what happened, and Dane asks to see Violet's memories. Since she doesn't want Dane to know about Andarna freezing time, she refuses, and Dane insists Violet is mistaken as to who led the attack. But, she was doing the right thing. Protecting her dragon. So the dragons show up, and Violet asks Taryn to share her memory of seeing Amber with the other dragons, and he does. And the wing leaders condemn Amber to die by fire.
Which
That's what we do. We just burn people.
That's what we do.
Yes.
I remember when this was happening, I was like, we're burning more people. Great. Lots of burning.
And then it was Taryn that burned her. Like, ooh,
Oh,
scary.
Well, like, don't fuck with my human.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
That's my rider. I love how he continually says, I chose you.
Yeah.
Almost like when she asks a dumb question, he goes, I chose you for your intelligence and your like,
Out yourself, silver one.
yes. Oh,
Taryn. Love him.
All right, I sent you fan art, both of you fan art of Liam.
Right now. Let's look at him. We'll
Right
pause
now.
for Liam.
Oh, there's 3.
Oh,
Photos
because I
here.
love me some Liam. Here, see if I can.
Oh.
Look at this.
Where'd
look at
you
this.
send it?
Look to the text messages. Look at this.
Oh, in the text.
Aww.
Sorry. I was looking on
Look
his.
at this stud.
Oh, he is sexy looking.
Ooh,
We need to find someone to play him in our fan cast.
Yeah, I still don't like him like as much because he is blonde, but he is very good.
He'll do.
Good looking.
more.
He's
for
good.
men.
He's a good guy.
I wouldn't turn him away,
Right? If he showed up at your door, you'd be like, "Sorry, your hair is blonde."
Yeah, exactly. No.
Sorry, I like brunettes.
Ruh-roh.
Take your
Put on a
six-pack
Xaden
ab.
wig.
Take your diet abs and leave me,
I'll
please.
just tell him to throw on a wig and we'll hop right in.
Wear a beanie.
There you go. Wear a hat, man.
Spray your hair real quick.
All right. So now, since Liam is accompanying Violet everywhere, she gets to know him. And Liam says Xaden and him were both fostered at the same estate after the Tirish rebellion against King Tori, which is nice. They grew up together. It was really sweet to hear that little backstory.
Brothers.
I know. And Liam's little sister was sent elsewhere, which is super sad. She's a year younger, so he'll get to see her next year when she enters Basgaith, if she makes it, because it's fucking shit show crossing that parapet. The children of the rebellion are forced to conscribe to the Dragon's Quadrant because they hope to kill off the kids without doing it themselves. They didn't think that the dragons would bond with them. There are 107 children with the rebellion relics, and Xaden is the oldest of all of them. Xaden trained Liam to fight, and he says he owes him everything. So right there, we shouldn't hate him, even though he's kind of like grumpy.
Yeah.
Like really, really grumpy. But that's okay. We know deep down he's good.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Later that night, Violet gets a sudden feeling of lust. This part was hilarious.
Yes.
And realizes that she's feeling whatever her dragon is feeling, and he's probably mating with Sagail, having some nice sexy time. So she goes running outside for some fresh air.
Like, oh my
And
God,
to be
why am I
alone.
so hot?
I'm be so horny. Getting all these dragon pheromones up in here. And then she finds Xaden. I
It's
mean,
not great when you turned on to see someone
no,
so
right?
hot.
Someone that good looking? No.
And what's funny is like the first, like, I don't know, I'm assuming, right? Because the first sex in the book is dragon sex.
Huh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Isn't that funny?
Here's
That is funny.
here's a question. Do we think Taryn did that on purpose? Because like he knows how to like shut down his wall.
Yeah, but she had just gotten
Ooh.
her powers,
Yeah,
and Xaden teaches her how to block them out. Like that's what's coming up next. Like,
true. But if the dragon
like
wants
have
to
his
shut you out, he'll
shields.
shut you out with his shields. Yeah.
And then
think
Segale
that's a-
too didn't shut it out. So
Do we think
that
that's like a
Gale, like, yeah,
Do we think it's like a tiny plot hole, or
like to get
Oh.
them together.
do you think it's like a plot to just show like, oh, she's getting turned on, and whoops, she ran into Xaden, and
Just a
maybe.
could be.
just to
I
set.
never
up
thought
the
of it like
scene,
that.
just to set
I
up-
know.
All right, I'm
Playing
sorry.
matchmaker. They're playing matchmaker.
Right? Matchmaker.
No.
All right, anyway. Xaden gives her a crash course in learning how to shield so she can block out Taryn. And Xaden and Violet end up kissing, and she feels out of control. But Xaden stops saying that her feelings of desire are actually Taryn's and not her own. Can you imagine the self-control, like a girl's throwing herself at you, and he's just like, no, it's not happening. I'm a good guy, and I'm not going to take advantage.
It's the dragon's feelings, not yours.
Right?
Come on.
Like,
Come on.
most men would
You
be
know
like,
how hot you
yeah,
are, Xaden."
you want to have sex? Yeah, let's have sex. But he's like,
Yeah.
no, you don't really want this.
Again, a sign of a good guy, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, Rhiannon discovered her signet, and she can summon objects. That's pretty cool. I think I said in the last
It
episode
is.
that that's what I would do. Maybe I said that.
Be like bring me that glass of water over there.
Yeah, like do. Mm-hmm.
Turn off the light.
Love it. After battle briefing, Dane asks Violet if she trusts Xaden more than him, and Violet tells him that he needs to stop protecting her and start believing in her. Dane reminds her that because of his signet abilities, he has special security clearances, and he knows that Xaden has his secrets and reasons to never forgive Violet's mother. He just wants to make sure Xaden isn't using her to get his revenge, which is legitimate considering everything. But,
Yeah.
you know,
So
he
at
is being
this-
an overprotective brother.
At this point, were you thinking that? I mean, obviously Xaden had secrets, but were you thinking that it was like that, like he was using her or anything?
Mm-mm. I didn't think he was.
I didn't think so. I mean, I was hoping there was more anyways.
I
But-
still was thinking like he doesn't trust her enough to like divulge anything. That's I think
Yeah, like there's something there,
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought. Like, yeah, he was like, because he's in the rebellion. Like, he has these relics he only likes and has best friends with those people, those other
Mhm.
children. So he probably is just like, oh, well, your mom's the general and she sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get close to you. That's what I thought it was.
like how do you trust her, right? That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Side note, while Violet hasn't developed her signet yet, both of her siblings have powerful signets. Brennan was a mender, which is super cool, while Mira is able to conjure wards. Also very cool. Other signets, Riddick is an ice wielder. Liam has the power of far vision. All right, so Jack, asshole Jack, and Violet spar, and Jack breaks several rules because why not? He's a dick, so he's just going to
course.
keep on being a dick. They both get injured, but Violet wins by having a vial of orange juice, which Jack is allergic to. And I remember when I heard her overhear the conversation, he was talking to somebody and like,
Oh
and they
yeah.
were eating, and he was like, "Get that away from me! You want me to die or something like that?" And I was like, "Oh, here she goes.
Yep.
I'm like,
Got
here she
him.
goes. She's
Got him.
got it.
Loves poisoning people.
Here's some oranges." Like, just blow him in his face. Like, does anyone smell citrus? Xaden and Violet run into Violet's mother, and Commandant Panchak and Colonel Atos.
I hate Colonel.
Huh?
Colonel Atos can suck a dick.
The biggest. And hope he chokes on it. Her mom and Ados ask if Violet will let them study Andarna. They have limited knowledge on feather tails, and Violet's mother says her father had done some research on them but doesn't know where the information went. Hint, hint, foreshadowing about
exactly.
information missing, people. I didn't pick up on it here, but going forward, you will understand.
That's a good nugget to keep away for Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I will also in Iron Flame, you learn about all the stuff that they kept away too, but I don't know the Onyx stuff.
My brain is
Anyway.
swirling and
Zip.
spinning.
Is it?
Jumping.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
I want to actually do an actual reread.
Yeah, I bet there's a
Really?
lot
Yeah.
more little hidden nuggets like that we didn't even realize when we were reading.
Interesting.
For sure.
Huh.
Okay. All right. After the squad battle, their squad is 7th out of 24, which is pretty good. The last portion of the squad battle will consist of the squad carrying out a mission to find and acquire by any means necessary the one thing that would be most advantageous to our enemies regarding the war efforts. And they have 3 hours. Not very long to do that. Their squad leaders have been sequestered, so they will pick Imogen as their leader. Imogen was very much intimidating to me at this point. I was like, oh, she's so scary.
Sure.
I was like, Violet,
I still
don't look at her the wrong way.
I know. I was still like, do I like her? I don't even.
Yeah.
I did not.
Her.
I didn't like her until the end, but yeah, she was very, very intimidating.
I don't know. I still
You don't like her now?
I do, but she's not one of my favorite characters. I
Yeah,
guess
she doesn't give.
I did feel for her, but
she's like doesn't give the warm and fuzzies. She's not like funny. There's no.
Oh, she's not warm and fuzzy. She's the opposite. She's prickly.
She's
too
prickly for me to be like cool.
I like that prickly.
Very prickly. All right. Violet suggests they break into her mother's office, and Quinn distracts the guard with her astral projection. Sawyer uses his metallurgy with summoning of metal objects to keep the door shut behind them, and Nadine has the power to unweave wards so they are able to get into the office. They settle on the map with all their outposts and battlement markers and supply routes. They make it back and present their object, which puts them in first place. Woo!
Yay!
I mean, they're pretty cool. I mean, the book's called Fourth Wing, so obviously, guys.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, right. For their prize, they end up in Montserrat.
I think it's Montserrat. I don't remember.
I can't remember either because I listened, but
What's Riddick's power?
Didn't I say it up there? He's ice wielder.
Oh, ice.
Wielding?
Yeah, ice wielder.
I have a question for Dina then later.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
I feel so left out.
I'm just gonna Google real quick.
We do need to find out where you are in Onyx Storm, though.
Yeah,
we can discuss
5.
later. But...
Chapter 5.
Oh, Danielle.
I know it's bad. I know. All right. Anyway, where there are 12 riders stationed, Violet is surprised to find that Mira is there. Violet and Rhee sneak out to go see Rhiannon's village an hour away. I thought this was super cool and risky of them. And I was like, oh, yay. And then Mira stops them. She's like a little follow the rules lady. Violet convinces Mira to go with them, and Rhiannon bonds with her family while Violet and Mira catch up.
Didn't somebody have a baby? Or
yeah, her sister had a baby.
Her sister? Okay,
yeah. Because she was talking about it I hope I get to see the baby. It was cute. Mira tells Violet that she has her father's book of wyvern folk tales and that she could take back with her. And just before they leave, Xaden steps out of the shadows.
Yay!
My shadow man.
The next day, Mira and Dane are both suspicious of Xaden, which, how could you? Not our zaddy.
I know.
Matt hates that phrase.
Zaddy?
Yeah.
Well, he's our Xaden.
Zaddy.
Well,
it's because he hasn't read the book.
Yeah, and he's like...
He saw Rachel text me about it, and he was cracking up, and now he just says it all the time.
Well, he's Zaddy with an X. He's Shadow Daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Shadow Daddy, Zaddy.
Exactly.
So Mira goes through some questions about battle strategy, talking through exercise about what they'll do if an enemy captures a fortress nearby. During the exercise, Xaden reveals to Violet that he's able to talk to her mind to mind, which was so funny. So funny, especially if you read the bonus point of view, Xaden point of view chapters at the end. It's like so fun. So Taryn announces a drift of griffins are headed their way, and Violet wants to stay to help, but Mira insists they leave since they are untrained. So back at Basgaith, they plead with Professor Markham for the outcome of the Griffin attack at Montserrat. He says the outpost was damaged, but no riders were lost. So I feel like I don't like any of these professors, by the way.
No.
No, they all are awful except that
Yeah.
one lady at the end of Iron Flame. But
There's not like one I like, I don't think. I don't even remember what one you're talking about. Okay.
sorry, with a D, I forget her name.
Devera?
Yes, thank you. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. In May, the first battle of the war games approaches, and Violet's signet has still not manifested. And let's remember that if you not manifest your power within like a year, then
No, I think we looked it up last time. It was like 6 to 9 months or something.
Within 6 to 9 months, then it can consume you from the inside, and you basically explode. So that's fine. So for the battle, their squad.
No one is safe here. Like everything is not a calm death. It is so brutal how everybody has to die.
No one has like an easy like, oh, they died in their sleep. Like
no one's just like shot and put out of their misery. It's like brutal burning. It's awful.
Unless you're intrinsic. What did he do? How did they kill that intrinsic guy? Remember the one that was like it manifested in the courtyard or whatever?
Yeah.
One of the professors like went over to him and snapped his neck. Was it a snap?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Put him down
I
real
guess
quick.
that's the easiest way out of all the theories.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for battle, their squad will have to defend a flag and attempt to capture a crystal egg that the first wing is guarding. The plan is to keep the flag moving among the squad so there's not one clear target. Taryn shows up with a saddle strapped on so that Violet can stay seated. Xaden made it for her. He's a thoughtful guy.
He's worried about her.
So, yeah, because she can't hold her seat on Taryn.
I don't know how anyone holds their seat, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when they do the loop-de-loops.
Oh, I know.
Stupid.
So Violet worries that it'll make her look weak, but Xaden points out that everyone already knows that she's not able to stay seated, so why not just stay alive? During the war game, Jack jumps from his dragon onto Liam's and thrusts a sword through his side. Liam falls off his dragon, and Violet channels Indarna's power to stop time and save Liam. Violet is furious and attacks Jack in anger. She summons a lightning bolt, which strikes the tower Jack is stationed on. The tower explodes, and the avalanche of stones kills him. Violet finally manifests her signet. She's a lightning wielder. And I love this part because Taryn like roars and he's like, lightning wielder.
I wonder if like the dragons have any kind of inkling what kind of signet they're going to get.
They say they don't, but how do they not?
I mean, it comes from them. It's their power.
Exactly.
It's their power, and then it's supposed to be a balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if Xaden is shadow, and then you would assume she's going to be the balance of him since now the two dragons are mates, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So cool.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Fourth Wing was able to capture the first wing's egg and defend their flag, winning the war games. Violet feels bad for killing Jack. She shouldn't. But Xaden assures her that it was the right thing to do. Violet worries her powers will change her. She always had thought she would be different, that she would never be this destructive. She thought maybe her signet would be something like Brennan's, mending instead of destroying. Xaden consoles her, and she kisses him.
Yay!
And Dina wrote, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, and this sex scene was so good. They end up having crazy sex, knock over several things in the process. Their powers manifest, and like he's knocking over things with his shadows. She's like having lightning bolts strike the bedroom and outside their bedroom. She sets the curtains on fire, and his like shadows like take out the flames. Was this the one where they break the armoire?
I think so. And I kept trying to figure it out, but Danielle, you're the one that read
first
it
or second.
The first time they take out an armoire, which is so hot.
Because it's in her room, right?
Yeah.
That was her room. So then it's gotta be that time.
So hot. Okay. So afterwards, in post-coital lovey-dovey time, Xaden opens up about his scars. There are 107 scars on his back, one for each of the 107 kids of the rebellion leaders that were left behind. The scars are part of his deal with Navarre's leaders. So by accepting this punishment and conscription into Basgaith War College, he can avoid being executed. And if any of the 107 children betray Navarre, then his life is forfeit. So the scars are his reminder from the Navarre's leaders, which is meanie, meanie, mean.
Mm-hmm. Awful. Can you imagine like sitting there and being
taking all
carved
that?
into? Mm-hmm.
7 times.
Yeah.
They're the worst. Okay. So Violet tells Xaden to keep that if they keep hooking up, they will surely end up falling for each other, which Xaden said that they weren't allowed to do. So she pushes Xaden to admit, but he doesn't, that like he has feelings for her. She refuses to sleep with him again until she is ready to risk her heart. And he admits that they're falling for each other. She's like, no, even though you're super hot, I can't do it unless you tell me you like me.
I know. It was really annoying when she said that.
It out. Just have sex with a hot man.
Because it's like, is this your first time? But it wasn't her first time. So it's just but she fell hard for him.
She's a smitten kitten, which I get, but like be quiet and just keep touching the handsome man.
And do you think she would have fallen this hard if they weren't like bonded with the dragons and had this whole like telepathic communication?
Huh.
Like having this deeper, intimate level?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, she kept staring at him before their dragons were even.
Well, that's because he's fucking gorgeous, but that means nothing. I'm talking about like a deeper meaning beyond his beautiful looks.
You're right.
Well, she was also looking at him because she was worried he was going to kill her.
Yeah, for real. He's very menacing looking.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So later, I like this one. Later, a formal event is held at Basgaith for Reunification Day, which is really fucked up. Reunification Day really is just like the day that they killed all the rebellions. So, AKA like Liam,
Daddy's dead,
Xaden's fathers, Violet ends up leaving the party to go back to the Riders Quadrant. She acknowledges her true feelings for Xaden and steps onto the parapet to walk over to find him because she couldn't find him at the party. And people were like, well, you know what this day really is. And she's like, oh shit, I should have realized. And like his friends were like, he's out on the parapet, but he wants to be alone. And she's like, no, I went out in the rain in boots and now I'll go out in dress slippers and my long
wasn't that
dress.
dumb?
Yeah.
She walks over to him and he's like sitting in the middle of a parapet. She's struck with the realization that everyone is celebrating his father's death while he is left to mourn it alone. She admits to herself that she is in love with him. So they meet in the middle of the parapet and she tells him that she is ready to risk her heart for him. They go back to his room and have more mind-blowing sex, which they literally blow out a window, which could you imagine?
Yeah.
I know.
Could you imagine like, okay, so every time she has an orgasm, lightning strikes, right? Like how embarrassing to be like, oh God, Violet and Xaden are at it again. Like,
but then she could never fake it either. I mean, not that you probably would with Xaden, but
that's a great point.
Excellent point. Oh,
he knows if she's faking or not.
No, I mean, unless she gets so good at her power, she's just like,
she can be like,
yeah, she's like, a baby one. Beep.
Have you seen that like reel or meme or whatever that's on Instagram? And it's like lightning striking a boat in the middle of the ocean. And it's like, we know what Xaden and Violet are doing.
Yes. I did do that.
So funny.
Oh gosh. Okay, so they're having sex or they're just done sex. I don't know. And they are interrupted by Garrick, who pounds at their door saying that Basgaith is under attack. Violet believes the wards of Navarre are falling, so she throws on Xaden's flight jacket, which hot, and rushes out. Turns out they aren't really under attack. It's just the war games that's starting.
I hate this. Can I tell you how much I hate this? They make it seem so dire, these stupid training games.
Yeah.
Hate it. So Dane's father reads out the hypothetical scenario. The wards are failing, and there has been an unprecedented attack among the borders, putting villages under siege from drifts of Griffin riders. He gives orders to each wing leader, telling Xaden he is to establish headquarters for Fourth Wing at Athbean.
Oh,
Sure.
I can't remember.
Athbean.
I was
Athbine.
gonna look it up too, and I forgot.
The A place. Violet remembers that's where Xaden, Garrick, and Bodhi were one night when she saw them out, but Xaden wouldn't tell her why they were there. Side note, when getting into formation to leave, Violet sees her dragons in the field. She notices Andarna's has a harness similar to Terran's. Andarna tells her that it hooks onto Terran's harness so it can help her keep up because she's got little baby wings. Xaden, again, made it for her because he's an angel.
He's precious.
Daddy.
Always thinking about Violet and her. I mean, yes, okay, their lives are connected, and if she doesn't survive, he doesn't survive, but that's thoughtful.
Yes.
I'm taking it as a win.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to do thoughtful things for someone just because your life is bound to them. You can just make sure they stay alive.
Do it. Yeah.
So before they head out, Xaden says to Dane that he'll be taking Liam, Violet, and Imogen with him. Dane argues with Xaden, saying he can't take Violet since she's a first year, and Dane's all about the codex and all about rules. And Violet tells Dane she trusts Xaden and goes with him. They fly across the barrier of the wards where magic is wilder and more difficult for dragons to communicate. On the way to Athbean, they stop to rest. Xaden and Violet share a kiss, but they are interrupted by a woman's voice.
Uh-oh.
Of Griffin riders show up, but they don't attack. But why? We thought Griffin riders were bad. Xaden knows these people and has been working with them to aid their enemy against their enemy. One of the Griffin riders informs Xaden that they lost a village nearby to a horde of Venin 2 days ago. Violet also learns that Terran knew about this.
Uh-oh.
Dun,
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 dun, dun. So then Xaden explains that they've been shipping out weapons to Griffin riders on the borders to defend the areas from the Venin. And so Venin are basically people who can tap into this source of magic without a dragon or a Griffin to channel. They like use the earth to like, I guess, fire themselves up. But it takes so much from them that they become these like ugly little things too. So the Venin don't attack Navarre because of the wards, and the leadership actually knows about it. And they know that they're attacking the Poor Emil area, but they choose to do nothing about it, which really, guys?
Yeah, like innocent people out there just getting hurt and dying.
They know about it and they're not doing anything to help them, and they make it seem like they're the enemies. So the Griffin Flyers attack Navarre wards because the material that is used to power their wards is what's needed to fight the Venin. And I think at this point too, there's like these weapons that they're crafting out of whatever they use to power the wards. They're like little daggers. And Xaden gives, or I think it's Xaden, he gives Violet one or two of these too, just to have for protection. Xaden tells her that the only reason he hid it from her was because Dane has the ability to see her memories. And this whole thing is way bigger than the two of them. His own father was executed just for trying to help these people on the borders. So, I mean, he's trying to hide it for good reasons. It's not like he just wants to keep it from Violet. They arrive at Athbine. We're going to go with Athbine.
Yeah.
But it looks deserted, and they sense something is wrong, and it has nothing to do with the war games. So Xaden remembers that Dane insisted that Violet would die if she went with Xaden, and he realizes that he's been secretly reading her memories without her knowing. Xaden told Violet about this place in the past, so he must have known about the location. So then he probably was able to tell his father. And then Xaden finds a note from Colonel Ato saying that their mission is to survive if they can. They were basically sent there to die. So I think we need to talk about Dane's betrayal and how this also sets up Colonel Atos as a villain.
This part made me so sad because like Violet was so innocent and like naive about it. He goes, Violet, Dane read your memory. She's like, no, he wouldn't do that to me. And
like,
he's like,
I would have known if he did. It's like, no, you.
And he goes, did he touch your face? And she goes, well, he always touches my face like that. And then it's just like, well, shit. He like reading your mind all day, every day. Like
what an invasion of privacy too. So horrible. At this point, that's when I was just like, oh, Dane, you sounded hot, but no, that's it.
And then he just runs and tells daddy about it. Like, what a little
Exactly.
bitch baby. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Again.
Like, you don't have your friend anymore and you're jealous, but
Right. All
Yeah,
about the codex.
yeah, like that was like the final straw for me with him in Fourth Wing, is that like he never put his friendships with anybody above like the codex. And I'm
Mhm.
like for what purpose? Like the
yeah.
codex means more to you than actual human lives. And then like he goes and betrays, like, I get it was his father, but like his father
No one, like,
obviously
he
wasn't.
can't have just blind faith in something. Like, everything has a flaw. So he can't just be
Right.
like, oh, yeah, Basgaith is doing absolutely everything right. No, like, that doesn't happen. People
Like
make mistakes and they're bad people in the world.
don't you have like a moral compass or like a gut feeling that something isn't right?
Right.
You know? I don't know.
I guess he
Yeah.
was just brainwashed against all the rebellions people.
Right. I mean, okay, he's not as bad as Tamlin.
No.
He ranks below, and I have to say I'm okay with him now. At this point in the series
I
after
didn't know if we were
Fourth
gonna
Wing
go
of where I
there.
am.
I,
But
I will say, yep. He's not on my I hate list anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. At the end of Iron Flame, I didn't hate him. So
Yeah. He gets better.
mhm.
It gets
So
even
Definitely, Tamlin's definitely the worst.
oh yeah, for sure.
better for Sherzies.
Um, okay, so then they realize that they have to make a decision. Nearby, there's a trading post of resin that's being attacked by venom. So they can either try to save them and head to the new location to like carry out the Fourth Wing games and basically save themselves, right? Um, 7 Griffin flyers end up joining them, the ones that kind of met up with them before. And they decide to go ahead and like just go for it. They need to go protect these people and help them if they can. They find out that fire won't kill venom, that only the black weapons they have will, and they'll have to kill him in hand-to-hand combat. Which
Tricky.
that means they have to get like up close and personal with them,
Which is super scary.
very scary, especially like they're flying around on Wyvern and they're flying around on dragons. You're gonna have to jump through the air, like. So they head towards the trading post and they see 2 wyvern. Venom channel their powers into wyverns, creating these creatures in order to go up against their dragons. So basically, they created them to combat them. Terran says the only way to kill a wyvern is the same way you kill a dragon. Oh my god! Crossbolt to the heart, or you can use lightning. Conveniently, you can use lightning.
Right.
Always about the balance, right? You got to have that balance. That's why her powers manifested, right?
They needed it. She was like the first in like 1,000 years to be a lightning wielder or something.
Yeah. I think it was in a couple centuries, I think they said.
Conveniently when these venom and wyvern start appearing again.
Yep.
Ah.
So, starting to piece things together here, right?
Sure, we'll learn more about that later.
So unfortunately, since Violet barely manifested her powers, she is not very good at aiming her lightning. That still needs work, but she's just throwing it out there and seeing if anything can stick. And she was able to kill a couple wyverns, so good for her. She happens to see Liam, and I think his name is Day. I couldn't remember how to pronounce Liam's dragon.
Is it Day or D?
Day or D? I
D?
can't remember.
Day,
Maybe
D?
it's D.
Okay. We'll go with D. I like D. So she sees them flying away from a wyvern and a venom rider. She rushes to go help them, but Liam has already leapt off his dragon, oh my god, and onto the wyvern, and he starts slashing the venom's throat, because remember, they have to get up close and personal. The wyvern immediately dies as the venom rider is killed, and then he hops back onto his dragon.
That's so basically intense.
At this point, I know I had to like really slow down and read and pay attention to what I was reading, because there was so much going on, and to be able to understand how they were killing and what the battle scenes are like. I feel like Fourth Wing is very battle forward and like war and like this kind of talk. Like it's not my forte, and I really have to pay attention to understand what's going on, because there's so much to it.
It's a lot of back and forth. Who's where'd they go? Who's getting the next guy?
And it makes it very intense and exciting too.
True.
So then another wyvern ends up dropping from above and attacks Violet and Taryn, but Liam and Dee fend it off, and they collide into the attacking wyvern. The collision sends Liam hurling off and onto Taryn's neck, the base of his neck. Violet ends up catching him and holds him there, and Dee and the wyvern lock into intense fight, but the wyvern digs its claw into Dee's scale and kills the dragon. So
I was so sad here because I was like, wait. They said that it doesn't always happen that the rider dies if the dragon dies. So I was like, okay. I was like saying it out loud. He's not going to die. He's not going to die. He's not
They
going to die.
literally always said, Danielle, that a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without a dragon is death.
Listen, you.
Just telling you what they always say.
Listen, I was like, it could happen.
Excerpt from blah, 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 blah.
Justinia.
They said it didn't always happen that they both die. And I was just like holding out a little sliver of hope, lady.
Is this the point where you texted us, like, what happens when, like, I think you even, said that, right?
I was like, do they have to always die?
Yes. Yeah. So sad. So Liam, unfortunately, doesn't survive. And in his last few moments, he tells Violet to take care of his younger sister, Sloane, when she arrives at school next year. How freaking
I was
sad.
so mad that she killed him.
I
was so mad.
Did you put in the famous line, though? Did you put in the famous line?
I didn't. I should have. Dang it. I'm sorry. I was crying. Line? I was trying to do the chapter summary and I was crying already.
Violet thanks Liam for like protecting her and like, cause he was basically her bodyguard. And at first he like resented him, but then how could you, he was such a nice guy and like things like that. So she said like, thank you for protecting me. And he goes, it's been my honor. And then he dies.
Oh, I got chills. Oh my God.
And Xaden's holding him and
right, because like his brother.
Yes.
Not his like real brother, but his brother.
No, but like his brother growing up. Mm-hmm. Like from the rebellion.
It's basically his brother. Yes. So sad. I know. I'm like doing the chapter summary. I'm crying. I've been drinking. Like it was a mess. And Bob's like looking at me like, what is going on over there?
Oh, here she goes again.
Yeah, exactly.
What did Jenna do to Dina now? Like,
just reading something.
Dina read.
Oh, Liam. Anyways, yeah.
Shannon.
Okay. So then, here we go. More action, right? A dozen more wyvern end up showing up, and Violet is the only one that can kill them all. So she sends all of her lightning out at once, and wyvern collide with her and Taryn roars out in pain. I'm like, oh my God, not Taryn too. A venom ends up leaping onto Taryn's back, and Violet and him fight, and the venom ends up stabbing her in the side. Xaden comes in, starts throwing shadows around them. The venom starts getting disoriented, and Violet is able to stab him or her between the ribs, and that ends up killing her. So then the wyvern dies too. So here is where she kind of realizes, hey, if I kill the venom, then all the wyvern die. They basically, I think it's even like, it's not one per one. Like I think
it's the one who created.
Right? Like one venom can create multiple ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the stronger ones,
Yeah, and then they just start like dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm. But such an interesting concept that it's the opposite of the dragon rider situation. Yeah. I liked that actually, that it was, and then they were created for them. Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then they pick out the most powerful rider, and Violet tries to just like strike him down with her lightning, but her aim, of course, isn't good enough. She tells Taryn that she needs more power, but Taryn feels that she's going to end up burning out if she does that, and he doesn't want her to die like Nolan did, his previous rider, just from not understanding the power, the limits of her power. So Andarna, who was supposed to be hiding because they always make her... No, don't come here. You're too small. Like, we want to protect you. She just pops up like, hey, guys. Yeah,
she's our sassy little dragon, and she's there anyway.
I love her so much.
I know.
She's like, hey, guys, can I help?
I'm here.
Did you call me?
Yeah, right. So Violet ends up channeling her powers to freeze time. Then she channels the lightning and then splits the sky, and it branches out in every direction. And more than half of the wyvern fall dead and strike with the strike of one venom. So good for her. Knowing that everyone will live now, Violet lets herself slide off of Taryn's back, and Darna uses the last bit of her strength to slow time to help her stop the fall. And Violet then starts to feel the effects of the poison tipped dagger that the venom had struck her with in the ribs earlier. And she slips into unconsciousness. She drifts in and out for a while, and she starts hearing others talk around her. Basically, like, what are we going to do? She's poisoned. Should we take her back to Basgaith? And Xaden says, no, it's a 12-hour flight, and she has a broken arm. So instead, Xaden says that there's somewhere else that they can go, and then she hears a familiar voice.
This was, I was like, immediately buying Iron Flame. What are you talking about?
Yes, exactly. So it's 3 days later, and Violet still hasn't woken up yet. Xaden is grieving Liam's death because we all were.
All by himself.
All by himself. But then suddenly Violet wakes up. While she was unconscious, Andarna matured and she became so much bigger, but her gift is gone now. So we kind of don't have answers around that. But I mean, we're all alive here, so that's good. It turns out they're in Arethia.
I thought it was Arisha.
There we go. Arisha, which is supposed to be burnt down. It's in the process of being rebuilt. So she's kind of like, what's going on here? The leadership of Navarre doesn't know that it's being rebuilt, and it's because of the rebellion relic, so that three or more of them are around. And so what's his name? Melgren, right? He can't see what's happening. Yeah, exactly, because there's more of them there. So Xaden basically asks Violet if she's willing to fight with him, knowing that everything that she knows now, and she says yes, that she's in. And he finally admits that he fell for her too, which, come on, of course.
Obviously.
Of course.
Nice,
but she's mad at him. She wakes up and she's mad.
That's true. She is mad.
She wakes up and she's being like a little bitch, and she's just like, wait, look at this cool place. Oh my gosh, I thought it burned down, because she's just, has all that scribe knowledge. And she goes, wait, you didn't tell me? What else did you lie to me about? I can't believe you were so dishonest with me. And you're like, hold the phone. Look what happened with Dane just taking your memories. Thank God he didn't tell you about all this stuff.
Exactly. Like, he basically protected all this because you weren't helping your situation here.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that also sets up how she was in Iron Flame, which I'm sure we're going to talk about it. But she was not my favorite character.
No,
but Danielle
is my least favorite character in Iron.
In Onyx Storm, though,
top tier.
Yeah, redeemed.
Totally redeemed herself.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
okay. Good.
People get through Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Get through her little
just know
sassiness.
It will be good. Just know it will be good.
Yes.
Get through whiny Violet to get to mature Violet.
I mean, she's still young. She's
right.
20.
That's true. She's in her 20s, so you're stupid when you're in 20s.
Yeah, very stupid, right?
I think she's like 21 by this time.
Yeah. So anyways, the biggest cliffhanger of the book, a knock comes at the door.
Rebecca Yarros loves
guess
her.
Who's there? Brother Brennan is standing before her. He was the one that ended up mending her, and he welcomed her to the revolution. Oh my God.
So frigging awesome.
I didn't see that coming. I did not.
Neither did I.
I was walking into work at this last scene, and I had my phone playing, and I walked into the lounge. So it was like 3 minutes before the bell was going to ring, and I was like, no one walk in. I need to finish this. And I was just like playing it, and people were walking by. I was like pausing it and like wait until they walk. When I put it again, I was like, oh my God, Brennan. But I look like such a weirdo.
Because the whole time in the book, she brings him up how much she misses him and how.
And then she's reading from the book of Brennan.
Yes.
Book of Brennan the whole time, that his death destroyed her dad, died of a broken heart, which is suspicious, but who knows? And I don't know.
You know what? I didn't see Brennan coming. I did not think that he was alive. But I thought the twist was going to be that her dad was still alive.
I did think that too. Yeah.
That was
I
one of
like,
my theories.
I was like, what do you mean his heart just gave out? Like, what the fuck does
Yeah,
that mean?
that's
Right,
so
yeah.
simple.
I was like,
That's too simple.
I was like, he obviously just hates horrible
His wife
Lilith Sorengale and got the fuck
Mhm.
out of there. Like,
can't be married to this bitch anymore. I'll fake my
Yeah.
own death.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
No, but yay for Brennan. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we need a healer. We need a mender.
Gosh, menders are so good. I wish I was a mender.
I know,
Mhm.
right?
I would love that
yeah.
segment.
Mhm.
That'd be super cool.
That
Yeah.
and the where you can go somewhere really fast. Like all of a sudden you're there.
That would be great for travel.
Mhm.
What is it called? Time walker?
A walker. Yeah, they call him a walker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like how you called this segment where we deep dived. Dina's renaming this Between the Pages, which
Ooh,
catchy girl, like
Right?
kind of like sexy too.
it. Like between the sheets.
Yeah, like that.
The
That's
sheets
true.
of paper.
The
Sheets of
sexy paper? No. Yeah, I was doing a lot of thinking earlier because I was irritated with work and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to think about something fun. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think we should rename it to Between the Pages.
Mhm.
That
I didn't
makes
have
sense.
too much for it. So let me say, Between the Pages would be where we do our deep dive, discussion topics, things we want to kind of like go into further, right? I
Mhm.
didn't have too much. But I kind of like touched on this earlier was about if Brennan survived, could there be others that supposedly died
Also,
that are possibly
yeah.
still alive? Yeah.
That was my first question. I was like, okay, Brennan's alive. Can we bring back Liam? That was my
Mhm.
first. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, we can bring someone back. We can do it. But
But I guess because we
when
didn't
people die, they burn people. So it's just like,
But I guess
Did-
because we didn't see Brennan's death and Brennan's death happened only with his friend Naolin, that
Mhm.
we don't know if it really was a true death or not. Like Liam's
right. So is that guy truly dead?
what kind
Nolan?
of Naolin? Who knows?
That is a question.
That is
Right?
a
Because
question.
that could be a question.
That is a question.
And he was a siphon. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Seems like who took
she?
Brennan? Who mended Brennan? Do we find out? And that's probably an Iron Flame thing.
Well,
I
I
forget.
think isn't it because Nolan, I mean, basically he gave up everything to
save him.
burn out and save Brennan.
And Brennan can mend himself because I think I remember him saying he did mend himself like
So
a
then
bit.
he mended the rest of the way, maybe?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know that Rebecca Yarros has also said in interviews that she's not going to bring Liam back
I have heard
because
that
he's just
too.
perfect.
I know.
She's like,
Yeah, she did say that he was perfect and there was no character development.
Right. Which is sad because I would really like to see him again.
I liked him.
But do you
perfect?
think Imogen knew that Brennan was alive since she knew about all this stuff?
Oh,
Oh,
probably because they.
You think all of them knew and they were just like hiding it from Violet? That's pretty shitty.
I bet all of the Relic kids knew because they've been to Arisha.
Yeah.
but he also changed his name.
Oh, right. He did change his name.
So
maybe they didn't know that that was Violet's brother. What did he call
Mhm.
himself again?
Well, that's Iron Flame. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Oh, right. We're going to have to talk about him in
Him.
Iron
Mhm.
Flame because there are some theories that still now, having read Onyx Storm, are still theories.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't really have much for listener engagement. I did share Dina's gorgeous dragon.
Gorgeous. When she did that, I
Gorgeous.
was like, I can't do anything because
like,
that tops everything.
I was like, I need this framed in my house. So it's like a zoomed in of Terran's eye with his scales and everything, but in the eye is reflected Violet's lightning bolt, and it's so beautiful.
Mhm.
I like need Rebecca Yarros to see this, but like we got a lot of comments about how stunning Dina's art is. So again, at Creative Little Pill, go look at Dina's art because she's truly
Pay her to
talented.
just like put some like she'll make something for your walls. Like
at home. Yeah.
doesn't even need to be
book-related.
for podcasts. Like it could be just like wall art, guys.
If you like, I like to do things in music. So if you're a music fan or
There you
book
go.
fan, like I
He's
can
that
do it
good,
all.
guys.
And then I did do something a little bit different. So what's nice about Procreate, which is the program that I use, it records your drawing and like how you progress.
That's
Which
cool.
my things, that one was actually a pretty decent one. Normally I'm like draw, erase, do this, size this, redo that. Like it's like all like a huge thing of like edits and I don't know what. So this one actually came out pretty cool. So if you do like to see the process, let me know and I'll post more of those. If not, that's cool. I don't have to post them. I did actually draw something else, and I'm like, I can tell like when I really like something, it's hard for me to draw something else that's to that standard. And I drew something else, and I don't know if I like it, but we can use it for this episode if we need to. Please draw something, guys, so that we can post
I know.
it.
I have to. Well, then Ella started painting that lightning. I was like, oh, cool. Let's just add
that was so
Ella's.
funny. Today, my kids had a snow day, and Ella, my daughter, my youngest, was like, "Oh, I really want to paint, Mom." I was like, "Okay." So I just like got her out my acrylics and one of my canvases, and I walked away. And when I came back, she's like painting a storm with a lightning bolt, and I'm like, "Have I been
Perfect.
talking about this book?" I'm like, I don't think I have been. I was like, "Ella, where'd you get that idea from?" She goes, "Just in my brain." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, there you go.
Love it. We could use hers if she lets us.
Right?
Right? Ella, is this allowed to go on the gram?
Yeah.
Okay, so for our sipping scale, we gave this book a 5 goblet rating because it just like blew the pants off of us. Like
Yep.
it had literally everything. Dragons, it had a slow burn, it had a lot of spice, it had a lot of death, magic, betrayals, secrets up the wazoo, like
cliffhangers.
yeah, morally gray characters, you know.
Yeah. Who aren't actually really morally gray.
Right.
Super
Immature,
wonderful.
young, bad decisions.
Yeah.
No, Xaden's perfect in every way. And end. Okay,
Funny.
so Dina, my favorite segment, hit it.
Yes, on the nightstand. So this is a segment where we just briefly discuss anything that's on our nightstand, what we're currently reading, what's on our TBR. What are y'all reading?
So I just finished Onyx Storm like literally 2 days ago. So I needed like a day of recovery from that because every time I went to go pick something else up, I was like, "What's the point?" Like,
Yep.
like I'm so burned out. Like, what's the point of this?
You're so funny.
So then I had paused. What is it called? Hold on. I had paused Dark Harmony, the technical 4th book in the Rhapsodic series. I'm almost done that because I wanted to like give all my attention to Onyx Storm. So I was just like, I'll just pause this, do Onyx Storm, and then come back to Dark Harmony. So I'm almost done Dark Harmony, and then I'm also reading Of Blood and
Ether.
by
Yes.
Harper Hawthorne. And what's on my nightstand? What's on yours, Dina?
I'm also reading Of Blood and Ether, which I really like it so far.
It is cool. I'm on that too.
Danielle, you're reading it too, right? I'm taking it slow because it's a lot of I don't know necessarily world building, but it's like background and like
there's a lot of people, a lot of background to
like
build up.
Everything that goes into it. But I'm really liking what is his name? The main
the star
character.
one, the guy with the star finder.
Not Arkin. What is the male? Kieran. Yeah, Kieran.
Oh yeah, Kieran. I was gonna say, is it Kieran? But
yeah, there we go.
Did you get to Kieran yet, Jenna?
No, I didn't.
I know. I'm surprised you hadn't said anything then, because
I know.
I'm really liking their dynamic.
Oh, good.
It's good. Yeah, I'm really liking it.
Good.
So I'm about 40% into that one. Again, because I had just come off of Onyx Storm, so it's very hard to change. And then I started the audiobook, The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle Jensen, which we're going to have her on our podcast later on.
Like, how lucky are we that we get to have Danielle Jensen on?
I know.
Blown away.
I know. I really liked her other one, and this Bridge Kingdom one has been very good too. I'm about 30% or so with that one. So, yeah, that's what I'm working with.
There you go.
Danielle?
I finally finished Heir of Fire.
Yay!
And I was so happy when you did.
It was so, typical SJM, the last 100 pages, you're just like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I won't say anything because we'll eventually do the whole Throne of Glass series, but whoa, what an ending.
For sure we will.
I was going slow with Onyx Storm, but now everybody's talking about it, so I gotta go and start reading it faster. Obviously still, because we just said it, Blood of Ether. And then, so what I like to do, I have a physical book is Onyx, Blood of Ether is on my Kindle at night. And then audio, I'm doing Quicksilver, which I'm only like chapter 6 and I'm not loving it yet. I don't know.
Ooh.
It's a little complicated right now. So it's like,
What?
Who am I following? Huh?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not there yet. Maybe it gets better, but
So, like, I read Quicksilver first, loved it
know.
so much. I then bought the Audible when it came out with the Rasan voice guy.
Yeah, but he hasn't shown up yet, so it's like annoying.
Oh.
But
Don't
what,
butt me.
but what about oh shit, what's his name? What's the funny guy?
They have weird names too, so I can't remember everybody's names, but
The funny guy. What's the funny guy?
the one with the weird accent.
What? Oh, what?
They all have different accents too, which is really annoying.
Characters.
So it's like a multiple person.
It's dual
reading?
narration.
Okay.
Carrion Swift. I love Carrion.
I just got to Carrion. Leave me alone, okay?
Barely in it. You're
I
barely.
just said chapter 6. I'm not that excited just yet, okay? Give me a minute.
I have that one too.
I'm coming off of SJM. Like, hello.
That's true.
Thank you.
I do have that one on my Audible list. I bought it when there was like that huge sale. What was it, Black Friday or whatever?
You'll be happy with it, Dina. Danielle's just being a curmudgeon.
Can you not judge me?
And the spice is just like so good. And Kingfisher.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 6 with Everlane, and she's really cute. I like her.
So, Danielle, you have met Kingfisher yet?
They haven't said his name, Kingfisher. Because I'm like listening. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? But they're calling him something else.
Name?
Yes.
His name is Kingfisher?
Well,
don't judge that man.
He's a dumb name.
He's so high up on your book boyfriend list. Don't even.
What's funny is like I've seen where there's like a reel too, and the girl's like, "Seriously, can we not?" with the cover, and it's like
I know
horrible
the cover.
No,
is
that
like,
cover is just really cheesy. But
this
that was
cover.
Before,
yes,
yeah, that was before she went traditional publishing. I think that was her indie publishing, and I was like, "Girl,
yeah, it was no bueno."
I can draw something for you, girl. Callie, right? Callie Hart, is that her name?
Yeah,
Callie Hart. Whenever I like went out in public with that book, I always like made sure the cover was like facing inwards. I was like,
oh my God.
Look at the
like,
cover.
Who's this man?
I was like,
why is he crying?
You're going to be like, he's dreamy, but why does he have a silver tear? I'm like, it's Quicksilver. Be quiet.
Why does he have a silver tear? Oh my God. Anyway, I do like that like now that I'm in this universe of like, you know, fantasy stuff and then the Vampire Diaries and then they have a heretic chapter and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting to like know all this stuff about different creatures, mythical creatures, which is interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of mythical creatures in that one. What do you think of Everlane? She's pretty cool.
Oh, I like her a lot. She's really cute. She's like giving what's her name, the water, and she's chugging water and she's like, oh, you want more? Here you go. Like, because water's sacred. And
so now I can send you fan art of
yeah, send me.
Okay
On it. You're funny. All right, anyway.
So for our next episode, we're probably going to release our Victoria K. Taylor interview, right, Jenna? Is that what we?
Yeah, I wanted to ask: are we doing Victoria in between part 1 and part? You know, we're doing part 1, part 2, and then Victoria. Okay, just
Victoria.
Yeah.
So this and then Victoria.
We'll release our Victoria because we did do that interview a little while back, but we'll release it, and then on to Iron Flame, which I was thinking is probably going to be another one that's a part 1 and part 2 because that one also
pretty
big book. So yeah.
Right. Unless you want to listen to us for 2 straight hours. No, but right. You could, but
I mean, we are entertaining, right? Depends on how many
separate it
espresso
for you.
martinis I can have.
You know, my student who listens to us, he said to me on Monday, he goes, when are you releasing another episode? I need another one. I was like, oh my God. I
Oh,
was like,
that's
thank you
so
so much.
nice.
wow.
His name is
That's really
Lewis.
sweet.
You get
Shout out
100.
to Lewis.
Yes, you get 100.
All A's, Lewis.
Yes.
You know, he's super cute.
Oh.
That's so nice.
All right. So make sure you guys follow us everywhere you listen. Rate and review us, please. Please follow us on Instagram at Sips with the Cereal, SURIEL. Click our Linktree bio and follow us on Goodreads, and we will put our episodes each week on YouTube. So please subscribe and like, same name, Sips with the Cereal, and follow Creative Little Pill for all your podcast art and digital art needs. And I have a special message about this line because now I actually know what it means. And I felt like such a dummy because everybody gives me this outro and I didn't read it in the actual book that it's from. So now I could say it.
It's from the Throne of Glass series.
And not cry because I'm
Oh.
going to hold it together.
Yes.
I just love that so much. It made like all the crap of like waiting for all the boring stuff with man and like to get over with. Like it made it worth it when I finally. And it wasn't just like one time. They said to whatever end. They said it like 5-6
They
times.
say it all the time.
Now you get my sweatshirt now that says
Yeah, now I need that. Okay, so send me the link. All right. Anyway, keep reading to whatever end.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.